This 40mm is so small that my full frame camera basically feels like an APS-C setup. And that's kind of why it just lives on my camera now. This video is really just about how this 40mm fits into my everyday walk around setup and why it's probably the lens I use the most. When I first got the Nikon ZR, I actually wasn't sure what lens to get. I knew I wanted something casual, something I wouldn't feel bad just throwing on the camera and bringing everywhere. And I also didn't want to go all in on another system right away. I kind of already made that mistake with Canon. So I've been trying to keep things a lot simpler. So I was looking for something small, affordable, but still sharp and reliable. And honestly, I picked this up at first just because I thought it looked kind of cool. And it's cheap, which makes me use it even more. I don't baby it. I just throw it on and I go. And it really makes it a really good entry point if you're still unsure about Nikon. You don't have to commit to anything expensive. But now it's been like 3 months and this lens is the one I use the most, and I haven't really felt the need to buy anything else. It kind of just sits perfectly between 35 and 50. I like the compression of a 50, but I still want a bit of that wideness from a 35. And this just kind of lands right in the middle. And because it's f2 in such a small form factor, this whole camera setup feels so small and easy to carry around. But I'm still getting full frame depth and low light performance. I can just throw it into my small side bag. It's not perfect though. Sometimes 40mm can feel a little limited, especially if this is your only lens you bring with you. You're not really wide and you're not really tight.
Can I zoom in?
No. What the fuck? Is it so tiny?
Yeah.
Aww.
I wish I could zoom in.
Dude, it's like sadder. So you kind of have to work around it. But honestly, I feel like that limitation is what makes it feel fun. It forces me to move more, think more, and I end up shooting differently. Usually I don't even use a lens cap or a lens hood. I just keep a UV filter on here on all time. But recently I started noticing something, especially at night. I get these weird reflections when I'm shooting into light. It's probably just the light bouncing between the UV filter and the lens, but I shoot like that a lot and it started to kind of bother me. Because there's a UV filter, it's like the light is bending back and forth or bouncing between the filter and the lens. Yeah. Freewell actually reached out and sent this over. So I've been using it and testing it out. First thing I noticed is the build is actually pretty solid and it doesn't feel cheap. I tried running it with my magnetic ND setup, but it doesn't really fit. I guess it still works as a lens hood. It's not too bad. So that part is kind of a downside for me. But with this on, especially with the CPL and the glow filter, those reflections pretty much went away when I'm shooting into light. And the lights actually look pretty interesting and cool. It adds this soft halation that feels a little more cinematic, especially at night. So I think realistically, I'll probably use this more for night shooting, which is kind of funny because the whole point of a lens hood is to block sunlight and reduce flares. But I'll probably end up using it more at night. I still don't like using lens caps because I lose them all the time and it kind of slows me down when I'm shooting. So this feels like a good middle ground. It keeps my lens protected, it's always ready to go, and it honestly looks pretty cool too. Has that kind of street Leica vibe. The nice part of it is it's really easy to take on and off, so I'll probably just let it live in my camera bag and I'll throw it on at night when I need it or when I want that halation. But yeah, this 40mm just makes my camera feel kind of small and simple. I don't overthink it, I just bring it with me. And honestly, that's probably why the lens that just lives on my camera. 40mm, 40mm, 40mm. 40mm is pretty cool. It's a little different. It's a little longer than 35, a little wider than 50. 40mm, it's an interesting dude.